Chloe Hertz pushes it in back there to Schmidt. Shot from the point, it's in! Off the stick of Taylor Leonards, excuse me, and it's 3-0. Taylor Leonards with the third goal for the Bismarck Blizzard on the shot from the point on the far side. And the Blizzard are running on all cylinders here in period number 41-37, 4:25 to go here as the Kindred Vikings will work it down low. Another slam dunk and one. How about that? A slam dunk by Gavin Keller, and he got fouled on the two-handed throwdown. Kennedy Kuntz will pop that one up left center field. It's going back, and we have our first grand slam of the All-Star Series in 3 years. Hansen under center, drops back, looks near side. I believe that's Fulmo, and he's got it. Fargo South touchdown.
Kaylee Jackson, three-pointer up, and no, that one won't go in. Tana Lick pulls down the deep offensive board. She'll put up a three. That one's in, and we're tied.
Groffman won't be able to control it. The ball will escape over to the far sideline. Fargo Davies will come up that far sideline, and a nice through ball there, and this could be an opportunity. Centering pass, one-on-one. Was she outside? She was not. It's 1-0 Fargo Davies. Bad pitch here, and the bases are loaded. Line drive right into center field, and that will score 1 run. And rounding third is Lorich, and he'll score. It's a 2-run RBI double for Casey Reaver. Shot from the point, Bree Adams, lowering hard, and it's in! Off the stick to Sydney Kamstrup, and the Cougars are on the board! Press box here, the best we're able to. That one's going high left field, and running for it is Schwab, and she makes a diving catch! Wow, what a play by Cameron Schwab, the junior in left field, to end the inning.
Fantastic catch.
All right, welcome. We're here at Miller Field here in Bismarck, North Dakota, home of the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks, and Mike Mason being joined here by Matt Mitzel. Matt, how you doing today?
I am wonderful.
Well, I thank you for accepting the invite to come on the station today and give me a little assistance with the commentary. It's always appreciated.
Absolutely. It's an honor to be here, an honor to help you out.
And we'll have a couple of Shiloh games for you this football season. We'll have one next week against Oak Grove. Rumors suggest you're going to be there, too.
I will be there.
Well, if at the post-game show you're not tired of me, you're welcome to join me on the next.
Sounds like a deal to me.
Awesome. The Shiloh Christian Skyhawks, first year of 11-man football. They've had a tremendous amount of success in 9-man football over the last 4 or 5 seasons. Matter of fact, I was looking at the schedules the other day over the past 4. You've never lost more than 2 games in the season.
Yeah.
But those games you lose, it seems like it's always on a team that's connected to I-29. You got Thompson, you got Richland, you have Wymer, Lidgewood. Those East teams off I-29 seem to give the Skyhawks some trouble. What do you expect this year going into their first season of 11-man? What do you expect from this team?
Well, it's going to be a surprise. This is the first time they're playing 11-man, and I think it's going to be a little more of a physical game for them. And then, of course, there's different schemes and different things to learn. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you what, I know they've been working very, very hard. They've been lifting all summer. They've been doing that for a few years now. I mean, they go nonstop lifting program, and they've been the practices have been long practices. Some
longer than usual.
4.5 hours. Yeah, and it's not going to be from any lack of effort, I can tell you that. Barker will have these guys tuned up and ready to go.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. So, what do you know, if anything, about the Hornets here, Harvey Wells County?
I don't know a lot about them. I hear that they were really good in the 90s, 2000s, and then they've been up and down, but they've been 11-man consistently for all those years, so they know how to play this game. And I've heard they're a physical team, and they got some players that are standouts, and I think they'll be a formidable challenge for sure.
Yeah. Well, with that said, we'll take a look at these two teams in depth a little bit more here in a little bit. We'll take a look at the team profiles. We'll take a peek at some of the other games being played around the state of North Dakota and your starting lineups and much more as the pregame show continues here on the ND Sports Channel and Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on player profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel at Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
All right, welcome back to Miller Field here in Bismarck, North Dakota, just off I-94, just to the south of it. You can see the cars driving by. We're about 15 minutes away from the opening kickoff. The teams are out on the field warming up, doing their pregame drills. We'll have the coin toss here momentarily. It's a little humid out here, I've noticed. You have the weather stats written down, right?
Yeah, it's 72% humidity out here, so it's a little sticky. It's 75 degrees and cloudy. The thing that's going to be a little bit of a factor tonight possibly is that there's a southeast wind of 16 miles per hour. You know, whether that affects both teams' passing games or not, I don't know, but like they say, the run's got to be established first anyway, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I would assume the passing game might be a little bit more difficult than usual in this breeze, unless that breeze, I call it a breeze. I might be giving it a little bit of the word's escaping me, but we'll move on from that. Let's take a look at these two teams and how they've done. Well, they haven't really done anything this year. It's the first game of the year.
Right.
But we'll start with the visiting Harvey Wells County Hornets. They were 4-5 last year. They went 2-2 at home, and they were 2-3 on either a road game or a neutral field game, and they were 4-3 in their Class Single A Region 4. Region 2, excuse me. It says Region 4 on your screen. They're actually from Region 2, so that's a misprint. We apologize for that. They were outscored 235 to 136 last year by their opponents.
That's significant.
Yeah, and they would get knocked out of the playoffs. They would make the playoffs last year, but they would face a very tough opponent in the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros, and that was a game that they struggled in. So they would lose that one 49-8, and that would end their season. So the 2019 season of Shiloh Christian tonight, and the next weekend, next Friday, I should say, Velva, Rugby, Carrington. Then they'll travel up to Langdon area, Munich, and then they'll have Grafton, another road game against Park River, Fordville, Lincoln, Botno, and then they'll wrap up the regular season on October 19th with the West Hope, Newburgh, Glenbury. I believe they're the Panthers, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Taking a look at the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks. They outscored their opponents last year. They did not get outscored. They outscored their opponents 441 to 240. Does that seem about right to you?
Yeah, that seems about right. It was lopsided most of the year until we got to the playoffs. Of course, New Salem, when we played them were some really good games.
9-2 last year. Your only two losses, I believe, were against New Salem and New Salem, right?
Both of them were from New Salem Almont. One was in the regular season and one in the playoffs.
Undefeated here at home, 4-2 on a road or neutral, and they were 6-1 last year in Region 4 9-man. And this year they're in Class A Region 4, and it says Region 2 on your screen, so we flip-flop that, and once again we apologize for you. So they have the Hornets tonight, then they have Oak Grove next week. That will be on the ND Sports Channel live from Fargo-Shanley High School, home of the Deacons. And then they'll see Richardson, Taylor, Hebron, Southern McLean, New Salem, Glen Allen. Would you say that they're a rival?
They are, absolutely. And I'm glad they switched over to 11-man because we can keep that rival here. We had a four-way scrimmage last week here at Shiloh, and they were one of the teams in there with Richardson, Taylor, and Southern McLean was there as well. And we got to scrimmage against them and brought back those old memories, you know. They just want to go at it, and that'll be fun when those two teams play again.
Do you think you're going to have you think you have any plans this year from what you know about them over the last couple of years? They've been really one of the lone teams on the west side of the state that have caused the Skyhawks any trouble.
They have. Well, last year I think they had 15 seniors, and a few of those were star-studded. You know, you had Hankey, and you had Superior, and you had the NDSU commit. Can't think of his name off the top of my head, but you know, just those three alone were pretty valuable to them. And this year they got a really good line. They have a lot of linemen coming up the ranks, and they're big. They look pretty beefy, and they blocked well from what I could see last week.
We'll keep our eyes on that matchup here. Unfortunately, I wish we could say we'd have it, but unless circumstances change, we won't have that matchup, but I'd love to. Then after the New Salem, the Holsteins matchup, the Bowman County, Heart River, and then a road game against Dickinson Trinity. And I know that you're familiar with them in the basketball scene. What do you know about their football team?
You know, I know nothing about them. You watched them on the highlight reels, the sports channels last year. And like I say, basketball, we play them every year. I think that's our first game of the year all the time. We play them. And they're traditionally very, very well-rounded, very well coached. So I'm sure they'll bring it all to us.
9-2, looking for another good start. They've had a lot of success over the last 4 or 5 years in 9-man football, so looking forward to 11-man to see how they can bring that transition over. That'd be interesting to see what they can do here against the Hornets. Taking a look at the standings now, friends. Don't take these seriously, because after tonight's games, it could completely shuffle. The team voted dead last could be the best team in the state, so don't take these seriously. But
so true.
In Region 2 football standings, as of August 22nd, according to preseason votes, you got Langdon area, Edmore, Munich, Carrington, West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburn, Bottineau, Rugby, and then you got Harvey, Wells County at number 6, followed by Park River, Fortville, Lincoln, and Grafton. Over in the Class A 11-man Region 4, you have Dickinson Trinity, who's voted as number 1. A lot of people have confidence in the Skyhawks. They come in at number 2 on that preseason poll.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise.
And then you got your rival right underneath you at number 3, the Holsteins from New Salem Glenallen. We've talked about that already. Yep. And then Killdeer at 4, Bowman County at 5, Southern McLean at 6, Richardson Taylor Hebron at 7, and Hart River Cougars at 8. And once again, friends, don't take these seriously. This could completely shuffle by the time you wake up tomorrow morning.
Absolutely.
So.
And then that Region 4, there's a lot of teams that have shifted from that 9-man to 11-man. You got to see how it's all going to shake up and how they adjust.
The weekly football polls, the preseason poll, once again done by votes. Langdon area, more Munich, with 54 votes. 10 of those 54 were first-place votes. Then the Oaks Tornadoes got 27 votes. The Thompson Tommies, I know you're familiar with them from a couple years ago.
Very familiar with them.
I think you had some meet-up in the basketball area, too, with the Tommies recently.
The state championship.
They got 25 votes. 2 of those 25 were first-place votes. And then you got
solid.
Velva with 18 votes. Bishop Ryan co-oping with Our Redeemers with 16, and Bowman County with 16 votes. Other teams receiving votes in the weekly coaches poll: Dickinson Trinity, Carrington, New Salem Glenallen, Shiloh Christian. And we'll see what week 1 looks like next.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to midfield for the coin toss.
So we'll have the coin toss here in a little bit. We'll take a moment. We'll take a moment to take a peek at some of the other games happening here, as Matt will keep his eyes on the coin toss so we know who's winning and who's kicking and all that, and receiving and all that good stuff. But Wyoming Lidgewood's at Tri-State down in Rossholt, South Dakota tonight. These are Region 1 9-man football matchups, all set for 7 p.m. kickoffs. And then you got Finley Sharon Hope Page taking on the Hankinson Pirates in Hankinson. Griggs County Central at Mayport CG. Maple Valley Enderlin, the Falcons at Lemoore Litchfield Marion. And then you got New Rockford Cheyenne and Benson County in Maddock, North Dakota. That's a Region 2 9-man football. All the games tonight set for a 7 p.m. kickoff. Cavalier at Lemoore, Nelson County at Dunseith, North Prairie at North Border, St. John at North Star, Ray Powers Lake at Mohawk Lansford Sherwood. TGU is at the Trenton Tigers. That's a Region 3 matchup. Lewis and Clark at Surrey. Central McLean at Divide County. Mont Regent, New England at Lemon in Lemon, South Dakota. And then you got Linton, Hazelton, Moffett, Braddock taking on Strasburg, Zeeland. South Border is at Kidder County in Steele, just about 40 miles down the road. Saw that team at that gas station earlier today. I picked up some food on the way to Bismarck. Beach is at Hettinger, Scranton. And Napoleon Gackle Streeter is at Grant County / Flasher. And then to wrap up the last portion of the games, Oak Grove will be hosting Grafton. That's a Class A Region 1, Region 2 football matchup. Park River Fortville Lincoln's at Hatton Northwood. Ellendale Edgeley Culm is at Carrington. The Northern Cass Jaguars are taking on the Langdon area Edmore Munich Cardinals. Bottineau is at Des Lacs Burlington. Rugby at Ned Rose. South Prairie at Southern McLean. Dickinson Trinity at Bishop Ryan. Harvey Wells County, the game that we're doing tonight, is here in Bismarck at Miller Field, taking on the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks. After today, tomorrow morning we'll be at it again. We have a bright and early JV 10 a.m., varsity 12 noon soccer matchup between the Fargo South Bruins and the Moorhead Spuds. And then we'll see Fargo North and Grand Forks Central in boys soccer at Fargo South High School as well.
And then another soccer matchup between the Davies Eagles and the Cheyenne Mustangs. And then next Friday, we mentioned this a couple times, Oak Grove will host the Skyhawks in Fargo at Fargo Shanley High School, set for a 7 p.m. kickoff. That game will be live here on the ND Sports Channel. And then Fargo Davies at Fargo North in boys soccer. Check that. Fargo Davies, Fargo North at Fargo Davies, excuse me. West Fargo will host Fargo Davies on September 5th. And then our next football matchup in 2 weeks from now will be the Fargo South Bruins and the Bismarck Legacy Sabres at Fargo South. And a Class AAA 11-man football matchup set for a 7 p.m. kickoff. Starting lineups, before we get to those, report on the coin toss. What do you have?
Well, Shiloh won the toss.
Okay.
But they elected to defer, so they will be playing defense first. They will be kicking off to the north. They're going to use that wind. They're going to make Harvey go into the wind more because there is a southeast wind of 16 miles an hour.
So they'll be kicking from right to left,
yes.
As you see it on your screen there. All right, we are set then, almost. Yep. Starting lineup should be happening here in about 3 seconds. 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Miller Field.
We'll turn it over to the PA announcer now.
Tonight's single A football matchup between the visiting Harvey. Code of good stewardship. The school would like to
All right, so we're going to just give you the starting lineups as we apparently have an issue with that microphone. So we'll do the best we can to get that fixed ASAP, and we do apologize for that. Well, now that I've caught my breath. They're going over the starters right now for the Harvey Wells County Hornets. Starting at split end will be number 3 is a sophomore, Madden Thorson. And then you got, I believe it's Hunter Shue at number 74. He's a senior at left tackle. And then you got Jaden Lesmeister, number 57. He's a senior at left guard. Ethan Arnold will be the center, wearing jersey number 70. He's a junior. At right guard, you got Neil LaPlante, number 73. He's a sophomore for the Hornets this year. Logan Jenner, the right tackle. He's a junior, being wearing jersey 77. And then the tight end will be Walker Corapont. We had this down earlier. Did you write that down by chance?
What's that?
Korapotnicki. Korapotnicki.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you say it. Korapotnicki. There we go. He's a tight end. He's a senior this year. Then Gage Belfour, number 7. He's a senior. The starting quarterback will be Isaac Freeze, wearing jersey number 41. He's a sophomore. Fullback is Carson Mertz, and they got the running back Lucas Rao. That's not right. What is it? I saw it earlier on your sheet. Rai. There we go.
Yep.
Lucas Rai.
Lucas Rai.
Alignment, a junior, number 78, Dylan Finley.
And now your starters for the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks. At quarterback behind the center is Jaden Mitzel. The fullback is Braden Keene. The halfback's Cole Walth. The wide receivers are Trey Brunell and Isaac Herringer. The tight end is Carter England. The tackles are Josh Lardy and Dylan Finley. The guards are Stefan Pacino and Carson Nather.
Carson Nather.
Nather. Okay, gotcha. And then Trent Redens will be the center in front of starting quarterback Jaden Metzel. On the defensive side of the ball for the Skyhawks, Marshall Reichow, Stefan Pacino, and Dylan Finley are your defensive linemen. The inside linebackers are Jaden Mitzel and Josh Lardy. The outside linebackers are Isaac Herringer and JT Largo. The defensive backs are Trey Brunell, Josh Coling, Cole Walth, and Braden Keene. Josh Coling will be kicking as well as field goals. Holder will be Joey, how do you say that?
Joey Desir.
Desir, okay.
Yes, sir.
And then the kick returners will be Cole Walth and Trey Brunell. The long snapper will be Josh Coling. The punter will be Jaden Mitzel, and the returner will be Cole Walth. No information on officials for this game, so we will skip that portion of our broadcast here. All right, so coming up next, keys to the game, final pregame thoughts. And it's game time. Kickoff is around the corner next. Back in a moment on the ND Sports Channel.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for...
All right, we'll come out of that timeout a little bit early here as we're ready here for the opening kickoff.
Yep, Josh Coling will be kicking off to the Skyhawks. Harvey Wells County's got 2 guys back. Number 7, Gage Bullfear, and number 3, Maiden Thorson.
And we're underway here at 7:02. Kickoff will fall right at the 12-yard line, scooped up just behind the 10, and returning it to the far sideline there for the Hornets is Gage Belfour.
You bring it up to about the 21-yard line, tripped up first by Cole Walth and finished up by Braden Keene there.
So that'll make it 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. And a handoff there will sneak it up over the 25 to about the 26. So it'll be a gain of 5 on the play, making it 2nd down and 5. And apparently that clock didn't start. We apologize for that. There we go. Now it's working. And another short gain there.
Carried by Rowie.
Yep, ball carrier again was Lucas Rowie, I believe, and he only picked up about a yard. He didn't pick up anything, actually. It's 3rd down and 5.5 probably here.
3rd and 5 from the 26 for the Hornets on the first possession of the game.
Big play here for both teams. See if Skyhawks can get a stop. See if the Hornets can get a first down.
And he'll drop back the pass, come near side, and nice defense. Stripped it out of there. No flags on the play.
Yeah, that pass was attempted to Madison Thorson, but Trey Brunell got his hand in there and took it right out of there. Did a nice
so far,
defensive play.
so good. A 3 and out here for the Skyhawks, presumably anyway, if they don't go for it. It looks like they will set up in the punt formation.
Yeah, Lucas
Cole
Rowie
Wolf
will
be back to receive the punt.
What?
And now there's a timeout on the timeout taken by Shiloh. So, what are your thoughts on the timeout there? I didn't really see what happened.
It's weird. It's too bad to burn a timeout on that, but Coach Barker saw something he didn't like there, and he's going to get it corrected now. And that's early season flaws, probably, huh?
Yeah, more than likely. Once again, each team gets 3 timeouts, so the Skyhawks down to 2 now. It is 4th down and 5. Well, it actually says 4th and 7 on the scoreboard, so we'll go with 4th and 7. Once again, Trey Brunell is back to receive the punt right at midfield. Or Cole Walth, excuse me. I was looking at the wrong number here. So the punt is up. And Walth will call for the fair catch, and he'll backpedal to about the 45. Looks like they'll mark it at about the 47-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the Skyhawks, just outside of midfield. Not a bad starting position there for Shiloh Christian.
Yeah, it's not. They'll have the wind slightly behind their back. It's a little bit of a crosswind, but they will have it to their advantage here, and that's why they deferred the kickoff.
So the first possession for 11-man football here for Shiloh Christian starts right outside of midfield. Could not ask for a better starting position here. We'll see what they do. Man in motion, that's Walth. It'll be handed out to Walth. He'll cut through a hole and get up, tripped up over the 45. They'll mark it at about the 42-yard line for 11 yards.
Yeah, it was a nice pickup for Cole. He was just taken down by the legs by Madden Thorson. Skyhawks pick up a first down. Ball will be up on the Hornet 42-yard line.
All right, so we're done. We're ditching the clock on screen there, so we can't get it to sync up with the one on the. That's what we could use the 3rd camera for. Get it right on the scoreboard there.
It's like they called the same play there with Cole Walth taking it up. He gained about 3 yards on the play. He was tackled by number 85 Walker Koropatnicki.
It's a good thing you got that name down. It usually takes me about a half to get those tough ones down.
I don't know if I got it right or not, but we're going with it.
And that'll be a fake toss, and it'll come back to Wolf. He'll cut through the hole at the 30, the 25, 20, down the near sideline, 10-5. It gets tripped up, and that'll be marked at about the 2, maybe the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for the Skyhawks.
Yes, that was a great run by Cole Walth. Picked up 36 yards on that. Bring it all the way down the 2-yard line, just tripped up. Skyhawks will start 1st and goal.
Man in motion is Walth, and they'll hand it off to him again. This time he gets nowhere.
This time number 74, Hunter Shue, was all over him.
Hunter Shue, almost like a brick wall there.
Yeah.
only it was one person instead of a group of people. Usually we use that reference there. Once again, we are going to get that crowd mic fixed, I promise you. Here, probably if the Skyhawks score here, that might give us an opportunity to do one more adjustment on that. So, and that one's in, and that was let's see here, that was Braden Keene with the touchdown. So the Skyhawks are on the board. It's 6-0 with the extra point pending on the 2-yard touchdown run by Braden Keene. That comes with 8:34 remaining in the first quarter of play.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 here.
And they will line up for 2. The two-point conversion comes from the 4-yard line in 11-man football. And I'm kind of wondering if anybody ever touched him going into
Trey
that.
Burnell took it in there with ease. I mean, the Shiloh Skyhawk offense looked like a gem there. They made it look really easy. Yeah, they ran all downs there and scored, did well.
8-0 Skyhawks. We will take a 30-second break and be right back here in a moment on the ND Sports Channel.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, we're back now. Skyhawks will be kicking off to the south here, or to the north. Josh Colling will be kicking off.
Madden Thorson back to receive.
Back deep for the Hornets, number 3, Madden Thorson, and number 7, Gage Bolfer.
There you go. We got that fixed.
Nice, nice.
Or at least I thought we did. There we go. All right, now we're back in our element. We're used to this. Now we'll go up the our sideline over 30. We'll turn that down just a little bit so I can hear myself talk.
Raleigh brings it up to about the 34-yard line. He had a pretty good return on that one this time. So the Hornets will start 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line.
8-0 Skyhawks. If you're just joining us here on a 2-yard touchdown run by Braden Keene, and Trey Brunel would bring it in for the 2-point conversion. And I appreciate Matt Mitzel for taking over for a little bit there so I could catch my breath after running down there to make that adjustment on that crowd mic there. So that was a nice pass to the near sideline. Went out of bounds at about the 44-yard line.
Now Isaac Freeze, he threw it up there. It was kind of a duck, but he was so wide open, and he just grabbed that ball. Nice gain for the Hornets.
From the 45-yard line.
First time they passed it, I think, wasn't it? Or they passed
Yeah, that was the first pass play of the game, to the best of my knowledge anyway.
Running,
so
it didn't work for them, the first set of downs, so they're going to passing here a little bit.
Wind not affecting that pass so far. The first pass attempt of the game, successful one. We've had 0 incomplete passes so far in this game. There's a run just up over the 40. That was put into the hands there of the Hornets. They don't have this in numerical order. It's Lucas Rai, their running back.
Yeah, Lucas picked up about 5 yards on that play. It'd be 2nd down and 5 for the Hornets.
.7:45 to go here, second quarter of play. Drop back to pass, throws it out into the flat, spin move, but the receiver's taken down there by Cole Wolf. The receiver was Madden Thorson.
Thorson complete.
Yeah, they're
Tackled
going to lose
by
yards
Cole
on
Wolf.
that play. They'll lose about 2 yards, 3 yards on that play. It'd be, well, they'll lose 2 yards on that play. Be 3rd down and 8 for the Hornets here.
7:20 and counting to go here in the first quarter of play. Ball's on the 44-yard line, as Matt said, 3rd and 8. I think we're going to try a new chord here and see if, I don't know what the deal is. That chord must be going bad because that's worked for 3 years. So, oh, 2 years, I should say. I guess everything dies at some point of it. Nice grab there as he almost dropped that one, but almost had glue for hands there. That's Madden Thorson. Yep.
Had a Nice grab there, but it's not going to be enough for a first down. He only picked up 3 yards in that play. So we're looking at about 4th and 6.
4th and 6, and we'll see. Looks like they're going to bring in the punt unit once again.
Yeah.
Back to receive for the Skyhawks, number 7, Cole Wolf.
Maybe if you just hold it.
Yeah, I noticed I swiggled it a little bit there, and now it's working.
So that's kind of a weak punt. Didn't really get his foot on that one. Picking it up off the hop there's Cole Wolf. And he'll bring it down just shy of the 30 at about the 28-29 yard line.
We'll back to work.
So
First and 10.
It'll be 1st and 10.
From the, let's see where they mark it.
28-yard line.
28-yard line, okay. Did I say 38 earlier? I'm not sure.
Well, I think it is the 30.
Yeah.
I'd say it's, well, no, it's 28-yard line.
Yep.
28. You got it.
So once again, 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks from the 28. And it'll be a handoff, and he'll get a blocker and cut up the middle, and he gets taken down just shy of the 40. That was Brunel, Trey Brunel.
Yep, Trey Brunel, he got through there and made a first down. Nice play. Skyhawks are moving the ball very well with the run game.
5:57 and counting to go here, first quarter of play. Once again, it's 8-0 Skyhawks. In between quarters 1 and 2, we'll switch chords and see if that does the trick here. Mitzel under center, takes the snap, hands it off. Now gain about maybe 3 or 4 yards on that one.
Yeah, Braden Keene got the handoff that time.
Braden Keene on the carry, gain of 5.
Picked up 5 yards on the play, be 2nd down and 5 for the Skyhawks.
Tackled by Carson Mertz.
Sun's peeking out here a little bit at Miller Field. Must have found a little leeway through those clouds.
Yeah, there's a lot of clouds up there too. The sun's behind us from the east, I believe. Brunel's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw far side. Wolf made the catch as he was going out of bounds.
Yep,
and he got it. They'll mark it there at the 36-yard line, and that'll be a 1st and 10. They'll temporarily stop the clock and move the chains here for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, it does the first pass of the 11-man year that the Skyhawks did. Jaden dropped back and threw a nice spiral to Cole Wolf.
So we're 3 for 3. 3 for 3 on the pass attempts for each team so far. No incomplete passes in this game. Sneaking up a couple yards there. I believe that was Cole Wolf. Yep, and it was, as the PA announcer confirms my thoughts.
Mertz.
I think that was the first pass Skyhawks did, right?
Yes, yep.
And the other team did 3.
The other team did 2, I think.
2, okay.
Yep.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep, 2 plus 1, yeah. There was one thing I was
Shiloh
good at.
math.
Mr. Dick was the teacher, if you remember him. If he's I think he's an AD up in Underwood, just north of Washburn, actually. If you're watching, thank you.
Oh,
nice catch there, and that's going to be a 33-yard touchdown pass into the hands of Trey Brunel from Jaden Mitzel, and the Skyhawks tack on 6 more, and it's 14-0.
That was just on the dime pass, and
Couldn't ask for
brought it down.
Couldn't ask for a better pass than that one there for the Skyhawks.
Did see Jaden was hit pretty hard in the backfield there, though, by Lucas Rowie. He gave him a little licking, got up a little slow, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah. Another 2-point conversion coming up here. Check that, Mitzel under center. And they'll hand it off, and I don't think he's going to get in. This time it will be unsuccessful. On the carry there was Brunel.
Wow.
But you still got 14 points on the board.
Yeah, another nice offensive set by the Skyhawks. First 8 minutes into the game, they're up 14-0 already.
14-0, and we'll keep it right here. We won't take a timeout, but we will try and fix this cord here.
It's got to be a short in it.
That cord seems to work much better. All right, well, we'll put this cord in the trash can.
Put her in the retirement bin.
Yeah, there we go. spot.
So the Skyhawks will kick off from the 40 again. I'm assuming it'll be Josh Coling again kicking off. Back deep will be number 3, Maiden Thorson, and number 7, Gage Bolfer.
Ethan Nitz and Gage Balfour back to receive for the Hornets.
4:15 to go here, first quarter of play. I'm going to make some adjustments here to our on-screen scoreboard, so bear with me here for a moment, if you would.
Kick is underway.
4:15 to go. The kick is up, and that'll be taken up at the 22 and brought down just shy of the 40 at about the 38-yard line. Landon Mundy on the return there for the Harvey Wells County Hornets.
Will be first and 10 on the 38-yard line.
So they will indeed spot it at the 38. That's one thing I'm getting better at. The last couple of years, I always had trouble figuring out what yard line they were going to place the ball at. So.
I gotcha.
And they're going to fake the handoff, and it's going to reverse to the near side. Over the 40, 45, and down just shy of the 50. Tackled by about 3 or 4 Skyhawks. And the carrier, ball carrier there was Madden Thorson.
Brought down by Brunel.
Did a little reverse funny stuff, and they picked up a first down on that one.
3:44 and counting to go here, first quarter of play. Skyhawks lead 14-0. 2-yard touchdown run, a 33-yard touchdown pass, and 1 of 2 on 2-point conversions.
Carried by Rao, tackled by
Gain
Coleman.
about 9 on that play.
Enough for an 11-yard gain, first down Hornets.
11 yards he picked up on that. That'll be another first down for the Hornets. So Hornets are moving ball here.
Yeah, doing a lot better after the first couple possessions there. They went 3 and out. And now they're in Skyhawk part of the field here. With 3:37 to go in the first quarter of play. Once again, I want to thank everybody watching on the ND Sports Channel here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Handoff off the middle. He's not going to get too far on that one. That was Carson Mertz.
Carried by Mertz, short gain.
Mertz is sophomore for the Hornets this year. Go ahead.
He ran into a brick wall there, and Skyhawks said, no, that's enough. That's enough. We'll see what happens down 2nd and 8.
Will be 2nd and 8 from the 38.
Just over 3 minutes to go here. We'll give you audio cues on everything that was supposed to be on the scoreboard there, as it's not really working to the degree that we want it to. So we're going to go back to the simplified scoreboard for our next football game. That way we can focus on the action here. 2:47 to go. There's a pitch and cutting through the middle, but not getting too far. Picking up maybe 1 or 2 on that play, and that's about
Carried
it.
by Raleigh, gain of 3.
I'm going to give him 3, a little generous. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Generous, yeah.
3rd and 5.
Big third down here for the Hornets. 3rd and 5. They've brought it down to the 35-yard line. What do you think they would do here on a 4th down? Think they would go for it?
If they reach 4th down,
If they reach for it.
yeah.
Yeah, we got to say that.
It depends on how many yards they make on this play. If they make 3 or more, I would say they're going to go for it.
Down 14-0, they definitely want to make an answer.
Yeah. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Well, they're going to get that 3 yards or more. They're going to get possibly the first down. Yes, they will. They'll get a couple yards past that first down marker.
Quarterback went right up the middle. He did a nice job. Picked up the first down for the Hornets. They'll start 1st and 10 from about the 30-yard line.
27-ish, 28, 28. They have the scoreboard. says it's
Raleigh.
TFL.
Raleigh hit in the backfield by Jaden Mitchell. It'll be second down.
There must have been a linebacker blitz on that, so that ball will be backed up a little bit to the 31-yard line now, where it'll be second down and probably 13.
So minute 17 to go here. We're going to get that fixed by the next game, too. Matter of fact, I might have a cord in the bag we can try. That's going to be a pass to the near sideline. It's caught and tackled almost immediately.
Pass complete.
Pass was completed to Thorson.
Right away. He's another linebacker.
It'll be third down.
Pass was complete, short pass. I don't think they gained anything on that play, but Josh saw it coming and he was right on it. Nice tackle.
So mark the ball at the 31, and you are correct. Gain of nothing on that particular play.
Another big third down here.
This time, not quite as manageable as the last one.
Yeah.
3rd and 5 last time. They were able to pick up a first down on the quarterback keeper on that 3rd and 5. This time, they actually gave him a yard, so it's 3rd and 12 from 31. And he's going to drop back, and he's looking right down the middle towards the end zone, and it's caught. He jumped up and caught it in the middle of like 4 or 5 Skyhawks.
Yeah, they threw it down there. It wasn't
I couldn't quite see who was in the middle there. Let's take a peek through the binoculars. I still can't
just kind of lobbed it up, and it was anybody's ball, but he went up and got it.
Raleigh with the carry. Tackled by Jaden Mitchell.
End
of the first quarter.
3rd downs. 3rd and 5. They
Score, Harvey
convert on
Wells
quarterback
County,
keeper. 3rd
0,
and 13.
Shiloh
They convert
Christian,
on,
14.
Just shy of a touchdown pass there. That was about a 28-yard gain.
Just a reminder that tobacco products, sunflower seeds, and chewing gum are not permitted at Shiloh Christian School and the Shiloh Athletic Complex. Thank you for your cooperation. Officials are certified by the North High School Activities Association, but we are always looking for more. If you
And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter.
It's
14-0 Skyhawks at the end of one. Back
for more
in 30
information
seconds
on
here
how
on
to
the
become an official today.
Download Game Time today.
As we come back, the Hornets get it into the end zone.
He scored.
Now it looks like the Hornets are going to line up to go for a 2-point conversion themselves. Do you think it's these teams just don't kick, or do you think it has something to do with the win?
I don't think the win has anything to do with it. I think it's just probably don't have the punters maybe. It's early in the year, not a lot of practice doing it.
Fakes a handoff, rolls out to his right. It's batted up into the air, and well, even if he would have caught it, it wouldn't have mattered. If he would have brought it back that 102 yards, the Skyhawks would have had 2 points. So
that was a nice stop for the Skyhawks here. Now it scores Skyhawks 14, Hornets 6.
with 2 seconds into the second quarter of play here on the ND Sports Channel. It's 14-6 in favor of the Skyhawks. 11:58 to go, second quarter, back at 30 on the ND Sports Channel.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
All right, welcome back. Second quarter of play here at Miller Field in Bismarck. Mike Mason with you here alongside Matt Mitzel, father of the star quarterback. Would you say he's a star?
I'll let you say that.
You're allowed to be a little bit biased. I will allow that. But normally I don't allow that, but we are neutral by cheering for both teams here on the ND Sports Channel. That's a nice run over to the far sideline. That's Cole Wall on the return. Picked that up right around the 15. Brought it back all the way just shy of the 40 at about the 39. They're going to mark it at the 38, I guess. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks from the 38. You know, the starting field position for Shiloh Christian in this game has, you can't complain about it. I think the 38 is probably the worst they've had all game so far.
They've had some good field position, and that's a key factor in football, especially at the left man level, is getting that field position.
So it's 1st and 10 now from the 37. Skyhawks lead 14-6 here on their home field on opening night of 2019 high school football here on the ND Sports Channel. That's going to be a handoff. He'll cut through to the side and through a few defenders up just shy of the 45-yard line. On the carry there was Trey Brunell.
He'll pick up, I bet, 8 yards in that play. 7. They'll give him 7 yards.
Second and 3 to go. At 17, handoff. That was Walth, I believe.
Yeah, Cole Walth got the ball carry.
Carry by Cole Walth near to a first down.
It's real near the first marker. I bet he got it. But,
I'm thinking from where the officials placed the ball. Yep, they did. They gave him the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll mark the ball at about the 43-yard line, 44.
First down for the Skyhawks at 47.
Okay. 11:05 to go. Once again, if you missed this game or can't watch it live, it'll be available for a 24/7 replay on our website within about 20 to 30 minutes after the conclusion of our post-game show tonight here from Miller Field in Bismarck. There'll be another handoff here for the Skyhawks. They won't get too much on that one, but they will pick up maybe 2 or 3, push the ball right close to midfield.
With the carry, Mertz on the stop.
And the officials will indeed place that ball right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, picked up 3 yards in that play.
Second down 7 from the 50.
Down 7 from the 50-yard line.
10:27 to go, 2nd and 7 from the 50. Second quarter of play. Skyhawks lead 14-6 here on the ND Sports Channel. Nice crowd on hand here too. The Harvey Wells County fans have traveled pretty well. Handoff there for the Skyhawks, and just did not get beyond the 50-yard line.
No, Hunter's shoe was
Person
all
Mertz on
over
the stop.
him. Braden Keene met him right away. So it'll be first third down here for the Skyhawks. We'll see how they convert this third down.
9:57 to go, 3rd and 7. After the gain of nothing, after he ran into what seemed like a force field. I sometimes use the term wall, but that seemed more like a force field to me.
Shotgun formation for the Skyhawks here. Back
3-step drop, swing to the near side, and dropping complete. I believe that's our first incomplete pass of the day, I think.
By Jaden Lesmeister.
Pass was intended for Trey Brunell. That'll stop the clock with 9:38 to go here in the second quarter of play. 4th down and 7.
Thorson back to receive.
Back to receive for the Hornets will be Madden Thorson. Kicking, punting will be number 4, Jaden Mitzel.
Thorson standing back at about his 15. And the punt will get off. It's a high punt, end over end. Nice job. They'll be scooped up at about the 24. And that's where they will start after the fair catch. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hornets from the 24-yard line with 9:38 to go here in the second quarter of play. looking at the all-time games that you played in 9-man football. How long have you been at Miller Field here, or this field, even if it was called Miller Field when you first started playing?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's been 7 years.
7?
But,
okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Well, I will look during halftime. I'll look at that, and we'll find out if it was 7 years or not. So 9:35 to go here, and that run will.
Raleigh with the carry.
Hornets take it up the
2-yard
gut,
gain.
right up the middle for a 2-yard gain.
Did you catch who carried that one? I couldn't quite see. The camera was
I
in my
couldn't
way.
see you there.
Okay, fair enough. That means that's good to know. It means I'm not the only one. So 9:15 to go here, second quarter of play. Second down and 6 from the 28-yard line here for the Hornets. I'll have to stand up so I can see. And that'll be a handoff, and they'll gain a few on that one, about maybe 5, just 4 yards probably. It'll be a couple yards shy of the first down there for the Hornets on the run.
Rye got the ball again. He seems to be the two-goal guy for the Hornets, and did a nice job of running it through there. Be about 3rd and 3 for the Hornets here.
So they did indeed pick up 3 yards. Second and 6 to 3rd and 3. Set the ball down at the 31-yard line with 8:29 to go here in the second quarter. Hornets trailing 14-6, looking to push the ball down the field, and that's exactly what they'll do. They'll get a nice about 10 yards on that one.
Yeah, Hornets are moving the ball very well here. They're doing a nice job executing at the line of scrimmage. That's where it takes place, line of
First
scrimmage.
and 10 Hornets from
Getting
the
the blocks
42.
in there, and they are moving the ball. They've been doing that the last few sets here.
And they'll actually mark the ball at the 42-yard line instead of the 41. First and 10 for the Hornets, knocking on that midfield door. It'd be only the second time they've been in Skyhawk territory if they can get across the 50 here. The fake handoff was dropped, and it was picked up again there by their quarterback.
Jaden with a tackle.
Let's see here. Oh, that was Freezy. I didn't see the one behind the 4. I was looking
Yeah,
for the 4.
Freezy had the ball, dropped out, picked it up, and Jaden Mitchell was all over him. Hit him in the backfield, so now it'll be second down and probably 13 here.
Mark the ball at the 39, so maybe, yeah, second and 13. I was going to say second and 14. Second and a long 13, let's put it that way.
Correct.
7:25 to go here, second quarter of play. Rolling to his left. He gets the pass off into the hands there of Madden Thorson. And Thorson will bring it up over the 45 to about the 46. That'll be a gain of 7 or 8.
Yep.
And
I'll bring up another third down for the Hornets. They've been converting those third downs very nicely. We'll see what happens here on this one.
should be 3rd and 5, I believe.
Yep, 3rd and a long 5.
3rd and a long 4, we'll put it that way. Scoreboard showing 4, 6:51 and counting. 15 seconds on the play clock here as the Hornets will break the huddle. They'll send 2 receivers to the near side, and it looks like they'll send 1 to the far side. So 4 receivers set, 2 to each side, dropping back, throws it over the middle. He gets his man on the screen pass over midfield, over the 45, and being torn down at about the 43 was Lucas Rye.
That was a nice screen play by the Hornets. They set that up real nice, had a couple big guys there blocking for them, and they picked up that first down.
6:27 and counting to go here, second quarter of play. 1st and 10 now for the Hornets on the Skyhawks side of the field.
Yeah, so the Hornets are looking good here. Came out
Definitely.
a little flat, but they're coming out, moving the ball well.
We came out a little flat too. I'll blame it on me though. So, so we apologize if it was our fault that your team started off slow there. Another run up the middle, just across the 40 there to maybe the 39.
That was Carson Mertz with the ball carry.
That should set up a 3rd and 7, I would believe.
Second down and about 7.
And that's been confirmed. 2nd and 7 from the 39. With 5.5 to go here in the second quarter of play from Miller Field in Bismarck. here last spring to do some baseball games, and the football facility is just as nice. Another handoff, and that's going to be close to the first down. We'll see where they spot it. It's going to be very, very close. Be at about the 32. They're going to award him the first down, so it'll be first and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Yeah, the Hornets are knocking on the door again here with 5 minutes left in the half.
That wind picking up, gusting a little bit at times, a little bit more than it was in the first quarter in our pregame show.
I think so.
5 minutes to go here. Another first down for the Hornets, and there's a fumble, and that's fallen on by one of the Hornets offensive linemen. That would have been Hunter Shue.
Right, dropped that ball there, and Shue just gobbled it up. Good thing for the Hornets. I'll bring up, they'll lose a yard on that, 2 yards on that play. So second down and 12.
Second and 12. Scoreboard says second and 32. I'd like to see what kind of play they would pull up if that was the case. 4:25 to go here, second quarter of play and counting. And that will be a handoff there to Thorson. And Thorson gets tackled in the backfield at about the 45.
Isaac Herringer with that tackle in the backfield.
That'll be a loss of approximately 9 yards for the Hornets on that play.
Big play for the Skyhawks defense. It'll be third and very long here.
So Trent Radins will check into the lineup for the Skyhawks, and getting a breather on the bench will be Dylan Finley. Breather on the sideline, I should say. I don't see a bench on the sideline.
Oh, no bench. Everybody's standing.
3:43 and counting to go here, second
Well,
quarter
they're
of
going to
play.
pass, and they're going to lob it up here again. We'll see. Oh!
Well, they lobbed it, and he had to race back to get it. Now he's going to cut through, try and get back to at least the original line of scrimmage, and he's going to take off. And wow, the Hornet fans right in front of us to our right and left are very pleased about that play, and they should be. That's going to be about 2 or 3 yards shy of a first down.
So we'll see what the Hornets do. They're going to go for it.
Makes it a gain of approximately 18, and they'll set up a 4th down and 3. They'll send 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side with the tailback in the backfield, and they'll hand it off. And did he push up far enough? It's going to be close. It might be a little short. We'll see where they spot it at here.
Carried by Rowie.
They'll stop the clock with 3:26 to go as they make a decision on where that ball is. That is way too close to call. I think it's a little short. Turnover on downs for the Hornets. They'll give the ball back to the Skyhawks on their own 23-yard line. It'll be first and 10.
Mitchell stepped up and made a nice tackle there on the line of scrimmage, and he felt it. He got that walked up pretty slow, but the Skyhawks will take over in downs here.
Coming up at halftime here, we'll go over some of the first half numbers and highlights, and we'll get some halftime thoughts and a bunch more. That's about 3.5 minutes away in real time, about maybe 7 minutes. 14-6 Skyhawks with the ball on a 1st and 10 with 3:25 to go. And it'll be a handoff, and little to no gain on that play there.
Yeah, it seems like the Harvey Wells County Hornets are picking up on that little cutting play.
Logan Jenner on the tackle.
Trey Brunell on the carry there, and if he gained anything, it was a half a yard. If he gained anything. I think he did gain maybe a half a yard on that one.
Second and long here for the Skyhawks.
Second and 10, second and a long 9. Man in motion. They'll hand it off to that man. It's Cole Wolf. Wolf will bust a couple tackles and bring it up shy of the 30 at about the 28-29 yard line.
Picked up about 5 yards on the play. Is that Cuddy again to the other side. 3rd and 5 from 29-yard line.
29.
Big 3rd down here for the Skyhawks. They need to convert this into a first down with the clock being just about at 2 minutes.
It'd be a huge defensive stop here for the Hornets if they could stop the Skyhawks. We'll see what happens. They're going to hand it off, and whoa, that was close. And he'll get the first down.
Boy, the Hornets just about had him in the backfield, but just couldn't hang on to him. Trey Brunell slipped through there for a Skyhawk first down.
That will set the ball up 1st and 10 at about the 32, check that, 37-yard line.
And that clock will keep running. We're at 2:05 now. Skyhawks are going to have to get moving.
2:01. Just under the 2-minute mark now. Looks like another run play, and it is. They'll hand it off there into the hands of Trey Brunel, and Brunel will gain maybe 1 or 2. And that will be about the maximum run on that play.
Yeah. So I think Barker would probably start using his timeouts here pretty soon, won't he?
He used one earlier. He's probably being conservative now.
Well, the Skyhawks will be in shotgun formation here now, assuming they're going to throw with 1:25 left.
They do send 2 receivers near side. Looks like they got 2 and 1 in the backfield here for Mitzel, the quarterback, in the shotgun. And a 3-step drop. He throws it near side. He'll get it into the hands there of Trey Brunel, and Brunel will get tackled
Should be
at about the
down.
47. Should be enough for a 1st down. It'll be close.
He didn't get out of bounds, though. I think the goal was to get out of bounds, but it wasn't quite there. But that was about, what, a 10-yard pass?
About 10
First
yards,
down.
yep. They gave him 1st down. That'll temporarily stop the clock so they can move the chains at 1:12, and now the clock will continue to roll. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers each side. Mitzel drops back, looks to the far side. Now he'll take it in and run it over the midfield, and out of bounds down the sideline. Mitzel takes off, and he's going to get dragged down from behind just inside the 10-yard line at about the 9.
Taken down by Madden Thorson.
So I'll temporarily stop the clocks to move the chains. He was looking to pass out to the far side there, and then
Nobody was open.
Tucked the ball in, started taking off, found a hole, and went down the sideline, and he couldn't quite win the foot race, but put the Skyhawks in a good position.
First and goal on the 10. Clock starts.
So Brunel, check that. That was
touchdown.
Mitzel, and now they'll get it into the.
Now from Mitzel to Keene for a touchdown.
And that will be another 6 here for the Skyhawks, making the lead 20-6 with 44 seconds to go.
Nice offensive set for the Skyhawks there. Jaden did a little roll out to the left and saw Braden Keene there, passed it to him near the end zone, and Braden Keene just took it in.
So the Skyhawks will go for 2 more here. They are 1 for 2 on 2-point conversion so far in this contest.
Shotgun formation again here. Assuming
2 receivers each side, and
Oh.
Mitzel will get brought down to the backfield, and they'll be 1 for 3 on 2-point conversion. So 20-6, 44 seconds to go. We'll take one quick break, come back for the kickoff right after this on the Andy Sports Channel.
Download Game Time today.
All right, welcome back. Trey Brunel with a huge run to set the Skyhawks up inside the 10 on the very next play. They'd punch it into the end zone
Gage Bell
to make the score
for Madden Thorson
20-6
back to receive.
with 44 seconds to go before halftime here. And we'll set up for the kickoff. If you're just joining us, Skyhawks in their home whites with the gold helmets. The Harvey Wells County Hornets in their black jerseys with purple pants and purple trim with white numbers.
Back deep for the Hornets will be Gage Balfour, and Madden Thorson again kicking off for the Skyhawks will be Josh Poland.
Receivers for the Hornets lined up right around the 15-yard line. And it'll come near side out of bounds. That'll be a flag, at least I believe it will be.
Yeah, there's the flag.
They're a little delayed on throwing that flag, but that should set the ball up, I believe, at the 40, if I'm not mistaken. So the Hornets will have to go approximately 60 yards in 44 seconds here. Try and close the gap on that scoreboard before halftime.
I assume they'll be in passing mode.
So the ball will actually be placed at the 35. It's first and 10. He had a 2-yard touchdown run by Braden Keene to start the scoring here for the Skyhawks, and then a 33-yard touchdown pass for the second score of the game, and then the 9-yard touchdown pass/run just a few moments ago. The Hornets got a touchdown too in the mix of that. Going for a deep pass far sideline. He has a man open, and he had it, and he dropped it.
Wow.
On the far side there was Madden Thorson.
Yeah, Thorson had that ball. He probably should have had that. He had it in his hands.
And just slipped
Trey
through.
Burnell just kind of got a hand in there enough to make it slip through.
So it's set up 2nd and 10. I'll stop the clock with 36 seconds to go
took
here.
a whole 8 seconds off the clock, so they'll get 2nd down.
Looks like the Hornets are going to send 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far side with 1 in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Dropping back, looking near side. He's going to throw over the middle and towards the knees there of the intended receiver, who was number 5,
Landon Mong, I think. Isaac Freeze was nowhere near him. It hit the ground. It was in front of Landon Mong.
Monga Jr. for Harvey Wells County this year. I'll stop the clock with 33 seconds, and it's 3rd and 10 for the Hornets. Sun was out. Now the sun's kind of disappeared on us
Yes,
here.
it dipped down.
It almost looks like it's going to rain here. Hopefully,
Yeah, I hope it stays
hopefully it doesn't.
Especially being out on a tent here.
Yeah, it is nice out here.
Oh, there's
though.
a fumble on the
That's
play.
a fumble on the bad exchange on the
Fumble
handoff
recovered
there.
by Freeze.
Isaac Freeze recovered it, though. He got it back, so.
So the Hornets will have a
Bring up a
fourth down.
I wonder if they'll punt it or if they'll go for their. I don't know. Shiloh calls a timeout, though. He doesn't wait for timeout to take.
Our community partners are very important part
So Skyhawks down to 1 now.
of support of all
Took one early on a play that they weren't really sure if they liked what they saw on the field, so they took a timeout early. Not normally the time you see a
McDonald's of
timeout.
Bismarck, Amanda.
Once again, Mike Mason with you here from Miller Field alongside Matt Mitzel and Janice on cameras today, doing a fantastic job. Certainly appreciate her help.
Absolutely.
And certainly appreciate you watching, whether you're a Hornets fan or a Skyhawks fan. We're certainly glad that we could get the game on for you.
So, referees are calling them back out. 4th and 14. We'll see what Harvey does here. Looks like they're in punt formation.
26 seconds to go.
Skyhawks is Cole Wolf.
Walth alone at his 30.
A lot of the Skyhawks are staying up just in case it's a fake.
Smart decision. And they will boot it away. Walth will circle his hands, call for the fair catch, and looks like he'll get it about the 31-yard line. So 21 seconds to go, 69 yards. What do you think the Skyhawks will do here? You were just about to ask me that, huh?
Yeah, I was about ready to ask you that. I think they'll sit on it. I don't think, boy, unless they want to be really ultra aggressive here. I mean, they're up by 2 touchdowns. I don't think there's a need to push it in case you get an interception or something.
A couple run plays,
yeah,
get rid of the
couple run
clock, going to
plays.
halftime with the lead, and
That's what I'm thinking, but
it could be a surprise. Yeah, right. Mitchell will line up under center, and I believe that's some movement on Shiloh there.
Yep, number 78, Dylan Finley stood up.
It'll be a foul start. Push the ball back 5 yards.
Looked like they were trying to get Harvey Wells to jump off sides or something there because they did a secondary count there, but one of our guys jumped the gun. Skyhawk guys.
So they officially announced it as an illegal snap. 21 seconds to go, and well, now I believe
Mitchell takes a knee.
That'll be it.
that'll be it.
Jaden took a
So that'll
knee and
take us to halftime. And your score, Skyhawks 20, the Hornets 6. We'll take a break, collect some thoughts here, and be back with a halftime show in a few minutes right here on the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel at Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
All right, welcome back. So we get ready to head into the third quarter here. At halftime, the Skyhawks lead the Hornets by the score of 20-6. The scoring started off with a 2-yard touchdown run, 8:34 to go in the first quarter by Braden Keene, and they would convert on the 2-point conversion. Trey Brunell would run it in on the 2-point. At that point, it was 8-0. And then I didn't write down the times, but it was a couple possessions later. Trey Brunell would get a 33-yard pass on a nice catch on the near corner here to Trey Brunell from Jaden Mitzel. So that would make the score 14-0 as the Skyhawks would not convert on that 2-point conversion attempt. And then the Hornets would get on a board with early on in the second quarter with a 2-yard run over to the far side of the end zone, and then a nice run on, I believe it was a third down, a 54-yard run approximately by Jaden Mitzel. He was looking to pass to the far side of the field, then he cut through a couple of defenders, came down the near sideline, brought it all the way down to the 9-yard line. Then on the very next play, Mitzel would pop it into the hands of Keene for the 9-yard touchdown to make it 20-6. Your thoughts on the first half for both the Skyhawks and the Hornets?
You know, they both look good. I thought the Harvey Wells County Hornets, they did well. They were moving the ball well. They're just making a few mistakes. Few fundamental mistakes. There was a few fumbles there that cost them. There was a couple bad snaps, a couple handoffs that went sour. And I suppose you'll see that early in the year. But they're a great team and very dangerous. I expect them to come out here and play very hard. They're a physical team. That's one thing. They're very physical. I'm very impressed with Lucas Rowie. He's a 5', 11-inch senior, 190-pound running back and linebacker. He runs the ball very hard, and he's a tough kid. Skyhawks will come out here and answer, too. It'll be interesting if Coach Barker tries something new in his schemes or if he sticks to the same game plan. Seems like he ran a lot of balls.
I was just going to say that.
Half, which is traditionally that's what Barker does with Skyhawk football. He likes to pound it. But I know they've been working on passing, too. They got a great skills players, and they got a good QB, and they've been working a lot on it. So I know they got that in their back pocket when and if they need it.
Yeah, we're about a minute away here from the start of the third quarter. 20-6 Skyhawks over the Hornets, and we'll take one more break and come back with the second half kickoff right after this here on the Andy Sports Channel, Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
Download Game Time today.
All right, welcome back. We're ready here for the second half kickoff. And here it comes. And back to receive for the Skyhawks. And he'll let that one bounce past him, and it'll roll out of bounds at about the 13 or so. Flag will go up, and that'll be a kick out of bounds. That was actually probably a smart move there by Brunell to let that ball go out of bounds.
Yeah, that was really smart of Trey Brunell. He saw that ball spinning to the sideline, let it go out of bounds, and the flag flies.
I see one more thing on our scoreboard that we need to take off. It says here that the Skyhawks have had the ball ever since we started. So it's
So the ball will start on the 35-yard line of the Skyhawks, 1st and 10. "25-second shot, not shot clock, but 25-second clock down to 15 now.
There we go. Now we got that football off the screen there. It'll be a handoff, and that was a nice move there. Up over the 40-yard line. I believe it was Brunell, and it was.
Yeah, Trey Brunell Tackled by number 7, Gage Balfour.
So it's a gain of about, well, looks like they'll spot at the 40, so make it a gain of 5 and 2nd and 5 now with 11:44 and counting to go here.
That little counter play seems like they get 5 yards every time they do it. Works pretty good for them.
Try and center it a little bit more. There you go, right there.
Ran the same play to the left side with Cole Wolf, but he was stood up right away at the line of scrimmage by Hunter Shue.
No gain on that one. That'll set up 3rd and 5 here for the Skyhawks, who lead 20-6 over the Hornets from Harvey, Wells County. Oak Grove will see the Skyhawks next Friday. We'll have that game for you here on the ND Sports Channel. So far, so good for the Skyhawks. They'll hand it off one more time, and they'll gain about 1 or maybe 2 or 3 on this one.
Yeah, so Barker's back at the ground, trying to run it up the gut.
As you predicted.
Yeah.
You know him better than I do, so.
Yeah, he likes to run the ball. It's going to be a 4th and 2 yards here. I don't know what they're going to do yet. It looks like
the offense is staying on the field here.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Dangerous move here on the 43-yard line of the Skyhawks.
You got a little bit of room to be risky, but not too much, at least not at this point in the game. That doesn't matter. The risk paid off as running it out of bounds far side over by the 40 there.
Good gamble. Takes it all the way down to the 40-yard line of the Hornets. That'll be a Skyhawk first down.
So 1st and 10 from the 39 here for Shiloh Christian. Man in motion, and they'll hand it off to that man, and he'll cut through a couple tacklers and get it up to about the 45.
Yeah, nice tackle
35,
by
excuse
Ethan
me.
Nitz that time. He's a junior, 130 pounds. Stepped up and gave Brunel a lick in there. Brunel had a nice run, though. Picks up 3 yards on the play.
So it looks like they'll go with the same formation. And we'll see here if Brunel goes in motion, and he will. I think that was him who got the handoff, and it was. And he'll get tackled down there just shy of the 20 at about the 21-22-yard line. Or check that, just shy of the 31-32-yard line. That was my bad. I misread the numbers on the field there.
Bring up a short 3rd down and 2 yards.
3rd and 2. Scoreboard says 3rd and a long 1. We'll go with 3rd and 2.
Oh, that a boy. You're on my side.
9:25 to go. I'm always on your side. 3rd quarter.
Handoff goes to Cole Wolf, who
Cole
I think
Wolf.
got the first down, but it's going to be close. He was tackled down there by number 85, Walter Koropatnicki.
Enough for a first down.
I'm still impressed that you can get that name.
And indeed, the Skyhawks did pick up the first down.
So I'll stop the clock for a moment so the officials can move the chain. Now they'll wind the clock, get it started again. 9:14 and counting to go here.
1st and 10 from the 28-yard line.
Man in motion there is Cole Wolf. And it's going to be passed, and it's going to be intercepted. It's intercepted by Madden Thorson, the sophomore for the Hornets. So that'll give the ball to the Hornets deep in their own territory with 9 minutes to go here. First turnover of the game.
Yeah, that was Trey Brunel was open, but it just seemed like it took a long time for that ball to get there, and he had a nice interception there. Came across, speedy guy, and picked off Jade Mitzel.
So the Hornets will bring the ball back the other way. They have a ways to go, 88 yards to be exact. And we'll see if the Skyhawk defense can maybe get it back, but before that, we'll see some
right away, but
yellow fly up, and we'll wait the call here from the official.
a legal substitution by the offense, so that'll back up the Hornets some more.
We'll take them from the 12-yard line all the way back to about the 6 or so.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see from
7-yard line, 5-yard penalty.
So they'll hand it off deep in their own territory. And, well, that was not too bad of a gain there for the Hornets. They'll bring it up to about the 15. So they basically got back what they lost on plus a couple more.
Yep. Nice run by the Hornets. up probably 7 yards on that play. 2nd down and 8 for the Hornets.
8:39 and counting to go here in the second quarter of play, or second half of play, third quarter. I have to get my soccer and football straight there. Halves and quarters. It happens to me in basketball sometimes too when I flip from Class B to Class A. Quarters in Class B and halves in Class A. Throws me off occasionally. There's another run and a tackle.
Carry picked up about a yard on the play. Be a 3rd down here for the Hornets.
20-6. 3 touchdowns for the Skyhawks. 1 of 3 on 2-point conversions, and 1 touchdown for the Hornets. 0 for 1 on 2-point conversions. 7:57 counting to go. 3rd and 6 from the 16 for the Hornets.
We'll see if they go to the air here. I bet they do. I bet the Hornets go to the air again.
They do have a receiver to each side, and looks like he will drop back to pass. And, well, he dropped back, but he get the pass off. He'll be brought down in the backfield there.
Well, I believe Evan Baker was on that tackle, and Mertz is actually, or no, it's Isaac Freeze. He is on the ground. He's not getting up. Evan Baker hit him pretty hard there, and he's hurting.
So we'll have a injury timeout on the field. We will take a break as well and be back in a moment or two here with the remainder of the third quarter here on the ND Sports Channel.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right. Well, the good news there is more than likely nothing more than getting the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, Isaac Freeze got up and walked off the field by himself, so that's a good sign. We're thankful for that.
And the punt, that's a nice punt.
Beautiful
it goes
punt.
all the way over the 50, and he has to go. He'll fall on it at the 24. You could still see the mark at the 40 where that ball initially bounced and it almost rolled back an additional 20 yards.
That was a good kick, and then he got that great bounce, and then Cole Wall touched it, and he got down on it right away. So Skyhawks will start 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line.
By this time in the first half, Shiloh had used a timeout. Are you proud of them for not using one now? 3 each, 20-6, third quarter, 7:19 to go. 1st and 10, Skyhawks from their own 24. Last time down the field, Skyhawks would toss an interception. That's the only turnover of the game so far. They'll hand that one off, and they'll won't get too far on that one. If he got anything, it was a half a yard.
Yeah, Braden Keene got the carry, and he was met at the line of scrimmage immediately. Picked up a yard on the play, be 2nd down and 9.
Skyhawks will break the huddle here. 6:55 and counting to go in the third quarter.
Well, Skyhawks will do a different formation now. It's the one I was talking about. I've seen them practicing. They're in the shotgun formation with 2 wideouts on each side.
Mitchell drops back, throws it to the far side, and he got his receiver just across the 35 there. It appeared to be Isaac Herringer on the reception.
That was a nice pass, nice read. Isaac Herringer got just past the 1st down markers. Jaden delivered the pass, and that'll be a 1st down Skyhawks.
1st and 10 from the 36 is where they'll place the football at. 6:39 to go here in the third quarter of play. Skyhawks lead by 2 touchdowns. It's going to be another pass to the near side. That one will go into the hands there of Trey Brunell. And Brunell will break a tackle, go down the sideline. One more, and he'll gone. He's gone. 10-5, touchdown, Trey Brunell.
Pass from Mitchell to Brunell, and that's for a touchdown.
Burnell just turned it upfield and went to town. Beautiful. Little rollout, nothing fancy, but Trey Burnell cut out to the right. Mitchell got the ball and he turned it upfield and turned on the Jets. See if they can get a 2-point conversion for once here. They got the first one and haven't gotten one since.
They'll try it again here. They now lead 26-6.
It's going to be a pass again.
And Mitchell winds out. Looks inside, he got it.
Beautiful.
Can't quite see who's in the far corner there. It's Herringer on the 2-point conversion.
Herringer with another pass completion from Jaden Mitchell for the 2-point conversion. So Skyhawks lead now 28-6 with 6 minutes and 25 seconds on the third quarter.
All right, we'll take a 30-second break and be right back. It's 28-6, 6:25 to go, third quarter of play. Back in a moment on the Ending Sports Channel.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Also number 7, Gage Balfour.
6:25 to go, third quarter of play, following a touchdown and 2-point conversion here for the Skyhawks.
Gage Balfour and Madden Thorson back to receive.
And the kick is away, and that'll be scooped up at about the 15. Cuts across the 25, now makes a stutter step, and now he's across midfield. And he was shoelace tackled there just across midfield. And if it wasn't for that Skyhawk defender, that would have been 6 on the board for the Hornets.
Adam Thorson did a nice job. He got that ball and just took it up the middle with aggressiveness and took it up hard. Beautiful job by Madden Thorson.
And it looks like we have another Skyhawk down. I don't think it's anything serious. I just think he has like a leg cramp that they're trying to stretch out here.
Legs
Probably.
cramp. That's Cole Wolf who's on the ground.
I forgot to write down the yardage on that touchdown pass there from
man.
Mitchell to Brunel.
It's big.
It was 50 plus. I can tell you that for sure. We're going to try and track that down for you.
Skyhawk fans, make sure you download the Shiloh Christian app for all up-to-date information regarding the school activities. The app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
So Cole Walth will get up. He'll be, for the most part, walk off on his own. Have a chat to make sure that he's okay.
Get him the water bottle, get some water into his muscles.
I believe he has to come out for at least one play.
Yep, he does.
And he'll take his time in coming out.
Yeah.
6:17 to go here, third quarter of play. 28-6 in favor of the Skyhawks. The Hornets started out slow in the first half, but after those first couple possessions, you know, they haven't put any points on the board, but for the most part, they've still looked pretty good.
Absolutely. They're still a tough team. Very physical. Very physical. Seems like they can run the ball whenever they want. Back to the air here again.
And that's a little lob pass there, and they just barely got it back to the line of scrimmage, and falling forward for a gain of a couple there is Lucas Wright.
Tripped up by Isaac Turner.
By Isaac Herringer. Isaac did a nice job of getting his hands on his feet and tripped him up. Otherwise, he could have went for a lot more. 2nd down and 8.
Ball's at the 44-yard line here for the Hornets.
Hornets are going wideouts again. Seems like they've switched to a passing game.
2 near side, 1 far side with 2 in the back end. I believe that's going to be encroachment on the Skyhawks.
Yeah, I think you went across that line there just a little bit too quick.
I don't think he was drawn offside. I didn't see any of the Hornets move from where I'm sitting at. I think that was all on him. And that's exactly the call, encroachment. So that'll move the ball forward here for the Hornets, stopping the clock with 5:39 to go. 5 yards on the penalty to make it 2nd and 2.
Penalty hurts them, and 2nd and 2, like you say, is a lot easier than 2nd and 7.
That'll be another handoff. And he'll power his way. I think he got the first down.
Yeah, it's Rowie again. He looked to me that he got the
Rowie
first
on
down.
the carry. Marshall Rico on the stop.
Responded to first down. The Hornets are moving the ball nicely again. Just see if they can limit the mistakes and put it in the end zone.
5:24 to go here, 3rd quarter of play. Make that 5:21 in counting. So Hornets will break the huddle here. They'll send 2 out to the far side, 2 to the near side with Rowie in the backfield once again. Freeze will take it, roll to his right. He's looking to pass, and he's got his man wrist over the 30 at about the 28-yard line. The receiver was Madden Thorson.
There's a flag on the play.
And now the flag, so that reception pending the flag here. We'll see what that's about.
I think that was to the receiver. There was a little holding there going back and forth. I don't know if they're called on JT Largo or on the receiver. JT Largo of the Skyhawks.
We'll find out momentarily here. So pending the penalty here.
So indeed, they call illegal use of hands on number 28, JT Largo. They'll tack on some more yards for the Hornets. They'll bring the ball down to the 25-yard line
for the Hornets.
Skyhawks. We'll see if the Skyhawk defense, what they're made of here.
It's a good test for him.
It is.
With that whistle, the clock will start to roll once again. And that'll be another handoff going to the far sideline, and that's going to be close to another first down. He got 9 for sure on that play. That was Lucas Rowie. And he did indeed get the first down.
That'll be another Hornets first down.
That run by Rowie was enough for a first down.
The Hornets offense showing a little pizzazz here, a little enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Getting closer and closer. They're on the 15-yard line now.
Well, a touchdown, a 2-point conversion here, cut the lead in half, and all of a sudden they're right back in it with plenty of time to go. 4:30 counting in the 3rd. And they'll fake the handoff, and Freeze will roll to his left, and he'll keep it. 10-5, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds on about the 4, maybe the 3.5.
Freeze with the carry.
So that'll be a gain of 6. So be
knocked out of bounds.
Nice job. I think it was a design play. He just rolled out, went around that hand, and he picked up some nice yardage there.
2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. They place the ball just outside the hash mark of the 4-yard.
I bet you Rowie gets that ball with the middle.
See, you've called it right so far here. They do send 2 receivers to both sides, and Rowie alone in the backfield. And no, it'll be Freeze who's going to try and run it in, and he's going to come short. He will pick up a couple on that play, though. Push a little bit closer.
Baker with the stop.
He was met up there with Baker. That'd be Evan Baker. He's a 6'1", 290-pound senior playing that right-hand spot. Freeze ran right into him like hitting a brick wall.
And we do apologize. We have some kids running down by a crowd mic there, so we'll try and filter that out the best we can. It happens. It's a football game. It's supposed to happen. we don't want that to happen. We shouldn't put our microphone there. We put our microphone there for several games, so we're confident. All right, 2 men in the backfield now with 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. They'll hand it off to Rowie, and he's going to fall short. He'll push it into just inside the 1-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th and goal.
Yeah, he's caught short, just short of the goal line. Stopped by Evan Baker again.
So 4th and goal. They've been pushing it a little bit closer and a little bit closer. They don't have much further to go. I would suspect they'll score on this play here. And I was wrong. The Skyhawk defense shut him down right away.
Carried by Carson Mertz. Jaden Minsfield with the stop.
We only have plastic to knock on here. I apologize, Hornets fans.
Carson Mertz was that ball carrier there. He went to the right side of the line, and Jaden's on that right side. Linebacker position, ran right into him. I bet they lost a little bit of yards, probably a foot, not a yard, but probably lost a foot on the play. So they'll bring up a 4th down and goal.
That timeout brought to us by today's official, which is certified by the North Dakota High School Activities Association.
Yeah, they took a timeout. I thought maybe the scoreboard was incorrect. I thought that was 4th down. So I guess they'll sort that out. We'll sort it out as well. We'll just keep it right here. I would suspect that timeout's coming to an end, and it does. The Hornets come back out onto the field.
According to the scoreboard, the Hornets, no, they're putting up one back up.
Go Hornets! Go Hornets!
It should have been 4th and 1 on that last play, but maybe I missed something. So it's 4th and 1 now. So we apologize for that. 4th and 1, 4th and goal from the 1, just inside the 1. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. 2 players in the backfield, they'll hand it off. And Rowie, and he dropped it. Fumbled it, and it looks like number 20 there for the Hornets may have got his hand on it there.
Carried by Rowie, held short of the touchdown.
So Carson Mertz recovers the fumble, and that will result in a turnover on downs for the Harvey Wells County Hornets. Giving the good news for the Hornets is they pinned the Skyhawks deep here.
They are on there's such a thing as an inch line. That ball's right there.
Yeah. So if the Hornets can step up their defense here on the next play or two, they might be able to tack on a safety. But I guess the most important thing here, if you're a Skyhawk fan, is to get that ball out to at least like the 5-10 yard line and get yourself some breathing room. So we'll see what play they call here out of the huddle.
Shifting some guys in and out for the Skyhawks.
As Stefan Pakanu comes in for Shiloh Christian. 2:46. They'll hand it off, and boy, that was dangerous.
That was dangerous. Trey Bell got the ball carrier, but I don't think they picked up more than same line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10.
I don't know, you may contemplate passing on this play here. Just to maybe even out to the sideline, because even if it's an incomplete pass, at least you don't run the risk of getting tackled in the end zone. We'll see what they do here. And they're going to hand it off again, and well, they'll get a little bit of breathing room, so get the ball out to about the 5, thanks to the hands of Cole Wolf.
Cole Wolf ran it up, right up Evan Baker's blocking hole there. Did a nice job, picked up 5 yards on the play. A big play here, 3rd and actually 6 yards. The Skyhawks have to punt. He'll be punting the end zone.
Show your Hornet right. Move from side to side.
Jaden's back in the shotgun formation, so here's
side to side.
2 receivers each side. In the backfield is Keene. And throwing out of the end zone, He's got his man at the 8, cuts across 10, 20, 30, 35. He has a couple men to beat, and he will get knocked down over the 50-yard line.
Wow.
It looks like they'll spot that ball at about the 45. I couldn't quite see who caught it on the far side
Braden
there.
Keene with the ball.
Braden Keene, got it.
And, I'm just going to say it as the quarterback. He was almost sacked, and he scrambled. He got out of that hole and found an open guy, got it to him, and, man. Braden Keene turned on the Jets.
And now they got the breathing room they were looking for, plus a 1st down.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 from the Hornets 45, and it took 1 play to move the ball that far. Mitchell drops back the pass. He throws near side here. That's Cole Wolf. And Wolf turns around, spins, down the near sideline. 10-5, touchdown Skyhawks.
Yeah, that was a touchdown pass, but Carter England's going to get called for clipping. He blocked the guy in the back. Otherwise, that would have been an
So
easy
would have been a 45-yard touchdown had it not been for the pending flag here.
Yeah. Learning experience there. I bet he'll never do that again.
So we'll take the 6 points off the board here. It's back to 28-6 here. We'll get the official call in a second or two.
Whoa,
Oh, there we
that's a
go.
reversal.
So
What in the world?
they discussed it and said the block was legal, and we'll put the 6 points back on the board for the
That's
Skyhawks.
another 40-yard touchdown pass?
45-yard touchdown pass.
Jeez.
Mitzel to Walth. So that makes it 34-6 with 1:04 to go here in the second half, and the Skyhawks will line up for another 2-point conversion attempt.
And they'll be in shotgun formation again here. Mitzel back, Keene behind him.
And they'll hand it off, and he gets
He's,
nowhere. So
smothered
2-point
immediately.
conversion fails.
2-point conversion, no good.
Well, that was a good set for the Skyhawks. They were the Hornets had them pinned back there just what, a minute or two ago. I thought it looked like it was going to be a safety, and it turned around to be a touchdown.
And
the other
2
way.
plays later,
Yeah.
it's 6 points for the Skyhawks.
Skyhawks with their skill players are very explosive, it seems. They can be very explosive and dangerous.
So what are your thoughts on the 2-point conversions? They made the first one. They've I think they're 1 for 5 now.
They're going to have to shore that up. That's a weakness. They're going to have to, I don't know, maybe they should just try extra point kicks. I don't know, but their 2-point conversions are not working. They definitely can't run it in, it seems like. And the times that they made it in, they passed both times. So maybe it's just a passing thing where I suppose when you get 11 man all down there, all crowded up, you got 20, all those players, it probably just clogs things up. So
with a 34-6 lead, if Harvey Wells County does not score on this possession here, that would probably seal the deal for the Skyhawks.
Yeah,
unless something drastic happens in the fourth quarter here.
They really need to score here, and they're doing such a nice job. They are moving the ball. Just isn't happening, though. They're not finishing. They're getting there, but they're not finishing.
So in the backfield here for the Hornets, Thorson and Belfour.
Yeah, it'll be Thorson and Belfour again.
Nice work by a camera person there, as that will be caught and brought up to right around the 30-yard line there. So Mungie would actually bring it back on the shorter kick than expected. Sets up a 1st and 10 at about the 30. We'll see where they place the ball, but I believe it'll be right around the 30-yard line there of the Hornets. And it will indeed be at the 30. So 1st and 10 for the 30 here for Harvey Wells County. And be another handoff, and well, up the far sideline, enough for a 1st down, a gain of about 11 or 12 on that one.
Yeah, it was a nice ball carry by Rai again. He's the man for the Hornets, it seems. He picks up another 1st down.
So I'll move the ball up to the 43-yard line. So it was officially a gain of 13 on that play for Rai.
And you got to give the credit to the Hornets line. They're strong, they're physical, they're pushing back the Skyhawk line, doing some nice damage to them.
That'll be a pass to the near side. That'll go into the hands there of Balfour, and a fumble, and who hopped on it?
Everybody's jumping for it.
They'll have to take
Skyhawks are claiming they got it. We'll see.
And one of the officials, the officials agree with the Skyhawks. The Skyhawks recover the fumble. That's the 2nd turnover of the game, 1 for each team now. 29 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. It's not over yet, but it's a huge hill to climb for the Hornets.
Yeah, they're looking at 29 seconds left in the 3rd quarter here. Skyhawks go back to work. 1st and 10 from the Hornets' 47-yard line. 43-yard line.
And my pen's out of ink. So another long pass down the middle. That one was nearly intercepted off the fingertips there of a diving. Let's see here, I'm looking at the wrong roster.
And there was some trip up there. Trey Burnell got tripped
Thorson.
up. I think there could have been some foul up there, but they didn't call anything.
Nothing called on the play.
Yeah, and I don't think they should have, but
yeah, Thorson dived and it just went off his fingertips there. Nearly had an interception on that deep pass by Mitzel.
yeah, did he get the first interception? Who got the first interception for or the only interception for the Hornets?
Yeah, I think he did get it actually.
So he's a weapon back there. He's fast. Thorson is quick, fast, gets to the ball quick, sees the ball well.
There'll be another handoff here to the near side, and they'll get it over the 35 to about the 36.
Yeah, this time it was Josh Kohling that got the ball carry for the Skyhawks. That'll bring it down to the end of the quarter.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that will end the third, as you just said. 34-6 heading into the fourth quarter. Skyhawks will have the ball and a comfortable lead. We'll see what the Hornets can do in the final 12 when we come back after this here on the ND Sports Channel. Back in a moment.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
All right, welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter here. It'll be 3rd down and 4 from the 38-yard line for the Skyhawks, who lead by the score of 34-6.
3rd and 4. We'll see if they can pick up first down. I would think they're in 4-down territory, even if they didn't get it, but we will see shortly.
Skyhawks scored 3 times in the first half, 2 times here in half number 2. Once again, 3rd and 4, and make that the 37-yard line. And it'll be a pitch, and that pitch will come to the near side. He'll spin around the tackle, and Cole Walth will get brought down in the backfield around the 43. It'll be a loss of about 6 on the play.
Yeah, that'll bring it 4th and 10 here. And we'll see what Coach Barker calls.
They'll spot the ball officially at the 43-yard line, and as you said, that'll make it exactly a 10-yard to the line of gain.
Yeah, I think Coach Barker's going to play it safe here, and they're going to punt the ball away here.
That's probably a smart decision,
I think
actually.
so.
I would go with that call, too.
Yeah.
Unless it was a video game, then I'd just go for it.
Of course. Ooh,
a high snap. And just barely gets the kick off.
Oh, my word. Yeah.
It'll bounce at about the 13, picked up at the 9. Ooh, that was close to being a tackle at the face mask there.
On that tackle was Braden Keene. Along with him was Trey Brunell. They were right on him right away. But like you say, that was close to a face mask. We'll see what the Hornets can do here. 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line, their own 9.
I said on the last possession that they needed to score.
Yeah.
If they play some perfect football from here on out, they could have a chance.
They have a chance. Yeah, it's not over yet. But they got to start converting the good things they are doing to points.
11:08 to go in the game. Skyhawks at the moment with a comfortable lead. They'll hand it off, and that's going to be Rai bringing it up to about the 14, 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of approximately 5 yards.
Yeah, and Rai, he sees those holes and runs so hard through those. He does a nice job.
So the Hornets will break the huddle, come out to the line of scrimmage. The ball is placed at the 14-yard line. 2nd and 5. They need to get to the 19 for a first down. Man in motion goes over to the far side. Receiver each. Now the man in motion comes back to the near side. And that pass will be completed there to Thorson.
He's brought down by number 24, Braden Keene.
He only pick up about 2 on that pass, maybe 3. It looks like they'll move it up to the 17.
They'll bring
so
up a
gain
third
of
down.
3, and approximately 3rd and 2. $9:52 to go in the ball game. Under center is Freeze. Drops back, throws it over the middle, got tipped and in position there, but was Trey Brunel, who, if he would have turned around a second sooner, he may have had an interception there.
I saw that play. It was to Walker Korpanecki. He would have caught that. Jaden Mitzel tipped that ball just enough so he couldn't catch that. So they're going to be back in punt formation here.
4th and 2.
Back a little too deep to go for it with 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter, I guess.
And the kick is up. And once again, that's going to go over the head of Cole Walth. And that'll bounce, and looks like they'll come to a stop at about the 47-yard line.
Yes, sir, you are correct.
Down by Jeff Schmitz. It'll be Shiloh ball at 47.
I believe it was the first possession of the game. The Skyhawks started at their own 47, and now they start their own 47 again. They had one possession where they were pinned down at their own 1-yard line.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think they've been at like the 35 or beyond for all their starting possessions.
Nice possessions, yeah. So is there a timeout on the field here? Is that?
It's possible. If it was, I missed it. So.
Yeah, I did too. There's definitely a pause, which I'm assuming is a timeout.
All right, well, with that music playing, we'll take a timeout as well. We'll be right back after this on the Handy Sports Channel.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
All right, back to action here. 9:33 to go. 1st and 10 from the 47 for the Skyhawks, who are leading by a score of 34-6 over the Harvey Wells County Hornets. Hornets have, if you're just joining us, they've moved the ball well. They just haven't been able to push it into the end zone. Had a couple of turnovers that hurt them, one recently. And that's just been the story. They're a great team. They just haven't been able to move the ball far enough down the field to score points. 9:15 to go here in the 4th quarter of play. It's 2nd and 8 from the 49.
Skyhawks came out running the ball. Handoff is Trey Brunel, picks up 2 yards on the play. It's 2nd down and 8 for the Skyhawks.
So the Skyhawks will huddle up and break the huddle. And coming out of the huddle, they will look like they'll be in a run formation here. Probably put a man in motion, and they do. Brunel goes in motion. It looks like the quarterback keeper. Mitzel will bring it up over the 45, down at about the 44.
It's close to a 1st down. I think they probably
gain of 5. I think he's going to be short by maybe a yard. Oh, they did give him the 1st down. That was maybe a generous spot by the official there, to be 100% honest. It looked like, from my vantage point, that he was about a half a yard short of that 1st down. But
yeah, a little trick play there. We didn't know who had the ball. It looked like he handed it off to a running back, but then he tucked it in and curled in and took it up midfield.
8.5 to go here. 4th quarter of play, 1st and 10 from the 43 for the Skyhawks here at Miller Field at the campus of Shiloh Christian School in Bismarck, North Dakota. Mike Mason with you, Matt Mitzel, and a flag on the play. Janice on cameras tonight, doing a great job.
The play clock was running down for the Skyhawks there, and I think the Skyhawks felt a little pressure, and so they got a little encroachment penalty, 5-yard penalty, backs them down to almost midfield, 50-yard line. So they'll take be 1st and 15 here.
And with that whistle, the clock is supposed to start.
Yeah, it did.
And now it did. 8:11, 8:10. And now, okay, now it must have been a frozen clock there, because it went from 8:10 to 8:07 in 1 second. So
It does that once in a while. I don't know why.
Brunel in motion. He'll receive the handoff, and he'll get close to the 45, but not much further. A gain of about 2 or 3 on that play. So Skyhawks will huddle up while Jaden Mitzel on the sideline talking to the coach, getting the play. Also running is Stefan Pacano over to the sideline to get a breather. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Or you said that earlier, and now I said it too. I'm going to blame that one on you.
12 seconds. Barker held the quarterback there on the sideline for quite a while.
So Mitzel will get the huddle broken here and line up under center. Man in motion, comes near side, he'll get the handoff. Or I thought he did anyway. It was he even faked me out. And whoever did get the handoff got up to the 40.
Jackson Fuller with the handoff. Got a nice ball carrier there, Mr. Fuller. Across the 40 down the 39-yard line. They're down in about 6, I'd say.
I don't even have him on my roster here.
Number 25, Jackson Voller. He's a senior, 5'6", 190-pound running back.
We had a play last year where a player who was not on the roster got an 85-yard pick 6 and nobody could identify him. 6:20 to go here. Man in motion again. And another run up the middle. Is that the same guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jackson Voller again. This time no gain on the play. They bring up a 4th down and 5.
Logan Jenner with a stop.
So
Skyhawks are going to punt here again.
Just under 6 minutes to go here. A couple new names out on the field there for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, Barker's starting to, coach is starting to sub in his secondary. Low snap this time.
Low snap and a good kick nonetheless. So go all the way to the goal line, and it rolled back out, and it just barely went in for the touchback. Had he gotten a couple more steps on that sooner, he may have been able to pin it down at the 1, but instead it'll come out to the 20.
Let's go, TD!
34-6, 5.5 to go here in the 4th quarter of play. As the lights are on here at Miller Field, the sun has gone down officially. It's always easier to see the jersey numbers when the sun is out via the lights shining back at you here. We have another stop on the field here. Timeout by the Skyhawks.
Now as the Skyhawks sub in new guys a little bit, there's a little bit of confusion, so we have to take a timeout.
They must like Skillet on the playlist here. I've heard a lot of Skillet songs here tonight.
Christian group, so.
Well, first 11-man game of the year. What are your thoughts so far? We'll start with the Skyhawks.
Skyhawks, I think they gotta like what they're seeing. They came out and did the job effectively, moved the ball. Got some incredible skill players that made things happen for their linemen. It all starts at the line. Great job blocking.
Of course, the Skyhawks will have Oak Grove next week, and we'll have that game for you here on the ND Sports Channel. We'd love it if you were to tune in and watch, especially if you are here in Bismarck and not able to make the trip to Fargo. then it'll be available for you to watch on YouTube, on your laptop, computer, and as well as your home TV. If you have a smart TV or a TV with a connecting device that has the YouTube app. And that's going to be intercepted over the middle, and the Skyhawks are going to bring it back across the 25, I believe. That was Josh Coling.
The quarterback had a lot of time to pass back there. He thought he saw a looking guy.
Ball returned inside the 25-yard line.
So that'll, the change of possession will stop the clock with 5:23 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Set up a 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line for the Skyhawks.
At this point, Coach Parker is really changing up the guard per se. He's got a new offensive line out there, new running backs, new quarterback.
And I may have to look at that roster in order to identify him, or you can take over that job.
We can do that.
5:23 to go.
Looks
1st
like
and
they're
10 from the
wanting some more
23.
players. Skyhawks clock is running down 12 seconds, but they're short players. Oh, there we go.
And another timeout by Shiloh. That leaves them with 1. So I would suspect that we'll have another Skillet song on the horizon here. Which is fine. I like those guys. I really do. Oh, I was wrong. It's all good, though. Maybe I think the guy from the Bismarck Tribune's watching it, and then like the music guy may have heard me say that. And it's like, okay.
We got some players in there. Looks to me that number 3 quarterback. Also got a new guy there, Gervin, probably going to be line. Number 5, Cole Blotsky. Number 60 for the Skyhawks, William Wilkinson is in there.
See, Cole Walth is still in there,
Yep,
number
Cole
7.
Walth and
So
Trey
that's
Burnell
one that
are
I
still
know.
in there. Jackson Bowler, fullback, 25.
1st and 10 from the 23. 5:23 to go here in the ball game. Skyhawks lead 34-6. They will hand it off. And I believe that's Brunel on the far side, and he must have stepped out of bounds right around the 17.
Trey Burnell got the ball carry on that one. Picked up some significant yardage, and he will come out now for probably the rest of the game. Coming in for him is Tyler Klein. He's a 5'10", 135-pound freshman. And I bet we'll see him get the ball.
It was officially a gain of 6 by Brunel on that run there. Set up a 2nd and 4 at the 17-yard line. Yeah.
And the handoff was to Kyler Klein. Predicted it right. But he was stopped at the line of scrimmage. The,
gain of none, maybe a slight loss on that one.
The Hornets did a nice job standing him up and took him down right away.
It'll be 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 for the Skyhawks. Ball resting on the Hornets 18-yard line. And then for another substitution for the Skyhawks is number 15, Isaac Dane. He's a sophomore, 160-pound sophomore, is a wide receiver linebacker. Play clock is getting down there, 5 seconds. Just gets it off. Tyler Klein got the ball carry again.
Not much on that play either.
Just tackled immediately by Ethan Arnold.
Ethan Arnold with a stop, carried by Kyler Klein. Fourth and 5 from the 18.
So 4th down and 5 now, and it looks like the Skyhawks are going to go for it. No harm in doing so.
Might as well run some time off the clock. They punted, it ain't going to go anywhere anyway. Kyler Klein with the ball carry again. He's stopped immediately past the line of scrimmage by Nick Dasenko. So Harvey Wells County Hornets will take over on downs. They'll start again, going 1st and 10 the other way. Ball resting on the 20-yard line of the Hornets. And the Skyhawks have a fresh new defense out there. I'm assuming it's their JV team.
Go Hornets, go! H-E-O! Everybody yell! Go Hornets!
That was Rawi. Yeah, Rawi on the ball carrier again. He's been a nice factor for the Hornets. This
3.5.
evening.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off
You're
there.
fine.
3.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 5 now for the Hornets.
Looks like the Hornets do have 2 timeouts left if they want to take it, but that clock is definitely ticking quickly here, and there's just 3 minutes left. And that time the ball carrier was Carson Mertz. He picks up a few yards. Picks up about 3 yards on that play. It'd be 3rd down and 3. I couldn't see who got the tackle for the Skyhawks, but it looked like it might have been Kyler Hall, number 74. He's a 6 foot 4 inch, 280-pound freshman, mind you.
He's got some years to play.
Yeah, the Skyhawks are big this year up front.
Let's GG, let's let's go, Mighty Hornets, go! Let's
Fumble on the play.
Let's let's go!
Looks like the Hornets dropped on it.
Let's GG,
Free.
Now quarterback for the Hornets is
William
Ethan Getz.
Wilkinson.
let's GG,
Looks like the Hornets
let's go, Mighty Hornets,
went to their JV team as well. So appear to have 2 teams out here, 2 new teams. That'll be 4th and 10 for the Hornets. They're going to have to kick the ball.
And the kick will drop right around the 45, take a Skyhawk bounce. And it'll be down at about the 45 with a minute 27 to go in the ball game. What do you expect here? That I would suspect this will be the final possession. Just run it out.
Yeah, just run it out. They'll might do a couple handoffs here, but eventually I would think they would take a knee, but we'll see what happens.
Minute 27. 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks from the 45. And it will be minute 20 now as the clock continues to roll. And
Yeah. The clock's just ticking away here, and they're using it up as much as they can. We're at a minute 5 here, 20 seconds left on the play clock, which I bet they'll run it all the way down as far as they can before he, most likely he'll take a knee, but he could hand off. We'll see what he does here.
Second and 11, 45 seconds to go. And that knee, let's see here, they will need to run one more play because the clock and the game clock are about 2 seconds apart. So the next knee will end it here for the Skyhawks. They will go on to win this one. By the score of 34-6.
Yes. And there's the other knee. So that'll run out the clock. And that indeed, like Mike said, will end the
The
game
final
for the
score,
Skyhawks.
Shiloh
Final score of
Christian School
Skyhawks
34,
34,
Harvey Wells
6.
County Hornets.
All right.
Shiloh Christian would like to
Thank you, Matt,
everyone
for the final
coming out
score. We'll
today.
take a break. We're not leaving just
Have a
yet.
safe day
We'll
on
wrap
the way
up
home.
post-game
Thank you for
show,
coming.
select the player of the game, and get you caught up to speed on what's all happened as the two teams shake hands at midfield. We'll be back in a couple minutes here with your post-game show on the ND Sports Channel.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, welcome back. Post-game show here on the ND Sports Channel as the Skyhawks pick up a 34-6 win over the visiting Harvey Wells County Hornets. Matt, I asked you this in the late in the fourth quarter, but I'll ask you one more time. Your thoughts on it seemed to me like the Skyhawks picked up right where they left off in 9-man.
They did. I knew they would be ready just because Coach Barker, I know he's very particular and he's a hard worker and he makes the guys work hard, holds them accountable. And they came out and they played hard and yeah, like you said, it seems like they just picked up right where they left off. I'm sure there's, I saw some things where they're going to have to brush up on and work on, but for the first 11-man game, full game, that's impressive for the Skyhawks. They got to feel good about that.
What do you think the Coach Barker is going to say about the 2-point conversions in the next practice?
Well, obviously is not going to be happy about that. If I know him, he'll be looking at film and studying that and trying to find a way to get those because, as we play more and more teams, you're going to have to convert those. Either you're going to have to kick the 1 point or you're going to have to spread the field and try to get that 2-point in there more. Seems like they had success passing with the 2-point conversion. They just couldn't run it in for some reason. And maybe it's the team that they played, maybe it's not. I don't know. But, yeah, that's definitely one area they need to work on from what I could see.
In the pregame show, we thought the wind would be a factor. I don't know if it was. Do you agree with that?
No, it didn't seem like it was any factor at all. It was only 15 miles an hour, which wasn't bad. No, we saw both teams actually pass,
pretty efficiently,
well
yeah. I mean, you had the one fumble by I believe it was Harvey Wells County, and then Mitchell threw an interception. Or did he throw 2?
He threw 1.
Yeah, 1. And then and then it was the Hornets who threw an interception as well. Each team had 1 interception, and the Hornets had a fumble. Only 3 turnovers in a game. That's pretty. That's a pretty clean game. I think both coaches would be happy about that number.
I think so. Yeah, they'll be good about that. And I know the Skyhawks at the 11-man defense they were going up against. That's all different, and they'll study it. They'll look at their film, and they'll grow from it and do better and better. Harvey Wells County Hornets is not a team to brush off either. They showed that they were fighters, that they were aggressive up front. They got some key players that do well, and the more they play, they'll get better as well.
And with that said, we'll take one final timeout, and then we'll come back and wrap this thing up. We'll take a look at the two teams, what they have coming up next, as well as select the player of the game. We'll take a look at our upcoming broadcast schedule and much more as we wrap it up next after this on the ND Sports Channel.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sports.
Not to do, what to do.
All right, welcome back. Once again, your final score, 34-6 in favor of Shiloh Christian. Coming up, we'll select the player of the game and all that other good stuff. We'll tell you how you find us on social media and all that good stuff. Let's start with the team profiles and how they the teams stack up now after this game. Harvey Wells County, 0-1 on the year, 0-1 on the road. They're still 0-0 in their Region 2. I didn't get a chance to change that. Matter of fact, let's see if I can change that right now. Matter of fact, I think I can if you give me about 2 seconds here.
Great crowd here at Miller Field tonight. It's fun to get back into the football season and see people enjoying the game. It was a very full crowd there tonight.
Yeah, and the Hornet fans traveled very well. They're right in front of us for the most part.
Yeah, they were nice. They were kind of quiet, but
there were a couple of moments where they were into the game. But it was a tough one for the Hornets today as they fall to 0-1, 0-0 in their Region 2 standings. 34-6 the final score. So they'll have Velva on the road, and then they'll have home games against Rugby and Carrington, and then they'll travel up north just about a 15-minute jog from the Canadian border. Langdon, North Dakota. You ever been to Langdon?
I've never been there.
I actually used to live there. That's why I know it's a 15-minute jog from the Canadian border.
You're a geographically.
And then they'll have a home game against Grafton. They'll see Park River Fordville Lincoln on October 4th, which is my birthday. And then that's one reason I like football season, because it falls on my birthday all the time.
Yeah, that's nice.
Botno, and then they'll wrap up the regular season against West Hope Newburgh. And then for the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks, they improved to 1-0 on the year, 1-0 at home. If I'm not mistaken, it's been a while since you've lost at home.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time.
Yeah,
I suppose that New Salem game
I think that New Salem game was on the road,
yeah,
I think.
both of those were on the road.
When I looked at it.
Yeah.
Well, I have to double check to be sure, but I think it's been a while since you've lost at home, and well, so far that trend will continue here.
They're tough. The Skyhawks are tough to beat on their home field.
Oak Grove next week, Matt.
Yes.
You'll be there.
Yes,
welcome
I will.
I would welcome you, and
Awesome.
that's a 7 p.m. kickoff with approximately a 6:30, 6:40 pregame right here on the ND Sports Channel.
Great.
And then after that, road trip to Fargo to take on the Grovers. They'll be back home, back-to-back games against Richardson Taylor Hebron and Southern McLean. You know anything about those two opponents? What do you expect from those games?
Well, we've seen both of them here when we scrimmaged them. Southern McLean will bring a battle. They've been playing 11-man for a while. They were physical up front, kind of like the Hornets were. Mm-hmm. And we saw Richardson Taylor in a scrimmage too. Richardson Taylor brings back a lot of guys. A lot of them were juniors last year, which will be seniors this year, of course. And they're more speedy and more skill set from what I can see. So it'll be an interesting matchup both ways.
And if your test doesn't happen in one of those two games, then you got the New Salem Glenallen Holsteins on the road. That won't make it any easier.
Nope, it'll be on the road, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. bet.
That'll be the first of a 2-game road trip. As following that one on October 4th, they'll take on Bowman County on the road, and then they'll come back home for the final home game of the season on October 11th versus Hart River, and then they'll wrap up the regular season in Dickinson against the Titans from Dickinson Trinity, and then they might have another home game considering how the playoff picture looks at that point. But they'll for sure have that home game on October 11th, and we'll have to see how the season shakes out for the Skyhawks up at that point. Well, it's time to select a player of the game, and I have to admit, I was looking at the stats here. It really wasn't too hard to pick. It was a no-brainer. I believe the Bismarck Tribune guy also talked to our player of the game, and when I reveal this, you might have a smile on your face. But we are going with the quarterback for the Skyhawks, Jaden Mitzel, will be our player of the game. 5 touchdown passes. These are unofficial numbers, 194 yards passing, 4 rushing attempts for 78 yards. 2 of those rushing attempts almost made up the entire 78 yards. They had that one sprint down the sideline to the 9-yard line, which set up the 9-yard touchdown pass, which was one of his 5 touchdown passes. Rushing yards, 78 yards, the numbers that we had. And once again, those are unofficial numbers. But Jaden Mitzel, the senior quarterback for the Skyhawks, will be our player of the game here in the first ever 11-man football game for Shiloh Christian. Coming up here, let's see. For some reason, the button's not working. There we go. Now it's working. If you go to our website, msportsnet.com, and you click on the Games button and click on Games on Demand, you'll come to this screen right here. And you can see there that the Shiloh Christian Harvey Wells County game is currently in progress. The watch button will appear within about 20-30 minutes after the conclusion of our post-game show. So if you didn't see the game live or you caught the tail end of it, you can watch it again. If you have a friend or family that didn't make it to the game, don't tell them the final score. Send them our website to have them watch it, right?
Yeah,
Would you
that's
agree
right.
with that?
Absolutely.
Don't give anything away. Matter of fact, make some bets on that. Pretend the game is live and maybe make a couple bucks or get a pizza out of the deal or something. All right, and then on that same games tab, if you go to our upcoming stream schedule, you'll come to this screen here, and you will see that our next game is, well, we need to update that apparently, but our next game is tomorrow morning, bright and early, 10 a.m., Fargo South Bruins and the Moorhead Spuds in high school soccer from Fargo South. So we need to pack up, head home, and get a quick nap in and go set up again. It'll be a test. We'll see how that one goes. JV at 10, that one's pending, but we're pretty sure it's going to happen. And then the varsity at 12 noon for sure. And then some more soccer, Fargo North and Grand Forks Central. And then on the 29th, Fargo Davies and the Cheyenne Mustangs. And then we head back to football next Friday at Fargo Shanley. The Oak Grove Grovers will be the unofficial home team on the schedule. And they'll host the same team we saw here tonight, the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks. It'll be the first road game for the Skyhawks in 11-man football. Oak Grove, Shiloh Christian.
Oak Grove.
Fargo guy. Based upon what I saw tonight from the Skyhawks, it should be an interesting contest. Oak Grove is I think they're going to do pretty well this year. They have lost a few seniors. They've had struggles in the running back game ever since their big running back graduated a couple years ago. So we'll see how that one shakes out between the Skyhawks and the Grovers, and that'll be next Friday here on the Andy Sports Channel. And then we'll head back to soccer with Davies and the North Spartans, and then West Fargo Davies. That West Fargo Davies soccer match, you'll want to circle that one on your calendar. That's a rematch of the state championship game. And it should be a good one, and we'll have it for you here on the Andy Sports Channel. And then next Friday, or 2 Fridays from now, Fargo South Bruins and the Bismarck Legacy Sabres will kick off at 7 p.m. from Fargo South High School.
Sounds like a busy activity schedule.
We have plenty of games coming up for you, so there's no doubt about that.
Tune in for sure. Absolutely.
You can find us online. We have independent Twitter handles for each of our Twitter accounts. We'd love it if you were to follow us at ND Sports CH1, or you can youtube.com/ND Sports Channel to find our channel on YouTube, and custom links for the other stations coming soon. We need 100 subscribers to get that custom link. So that's why we were waiting. Then you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/msportsmnet, and give us a like and follow on there. That'd be much appreciated. Well, that is going to pretty much, for the most part, wrap it up. Before we officially close it out, any final thoughts on anything you saw here tonight or what you expect next week?
Yeah, it's just fun to be back out on the field and see some football, you know. There's a little Christmas to the air right now. It's a little humid out, but you know, it's football is in the air, and for people that like football and fans, it's your time of year.
Not quite as humid as it was when we started this game.
Yeah, it was very humid earlier.
It was pretty bad back then. All right, your final score one more time. Shiloh Christian Skyhawks 34, the Harvey Wells County Hornets 6. The preceding was a presentation of the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning, bright and early, for high school soccer here on the ND Sports Channel. Have a good night.